Hello, Gary Champion, Psychic Medium, once again, with I hope a video that makes sense. A lot of things don't anymore. UFOs is an interesting topic. Unidentified flying objects. And the talk about it's been going on since back to the pyramids. They've been flying around. What are they doing here? And we need to change the name. Unidentified flying objects means we don't know what they are. Well, they can't be but one thing. We don't have anything that flies like that. And if we don't have it, no one has it. Because we're the experts at speed. Because that the Blackbird still holds the record for, anyway, their maneuverability, speed, quick slow down, quick speed up. They're not unidentified flying objects. They're identified flying objects. They're from another planet. What else would they be doing here? So they're not unidentified, but that's how we like, because that's the phrase that's been around since the pyramids, unidentified flying objects. So I suggest that they're identified. We know exactly what they are. We don't know what they're doing here. Is it like going to Greece for a vacation? Are they down here just sightseeing? Ooh, look what these crazy people are going to do now. Oh, they're letting men compete in women's sports. Well, technically, I guess, yeah, they are men, aren't they? They don't have the original equipment, but biologically they're males. Musculature, everything is developed before they have this operation. They're males. Their DNA says they're males. And yet we let them trounce women day after day in competition that they shouldn't be in. Oof, these crazy Americans. Anyway, are these unidentified flying objects? Actually, the pictures that people draw of them with the big eyes and stuff, my guys are saying that's pretty close to being right. Their legs are a little spindlier and they're a little taller, but that's essentially what they look like. Very strange. They look very weak, as a matter of fact. Without their flying ships, I doubt they could walk around on Earth. The gravity would be too heavy. But we don't know. We don't know. There should be an industry, or someone should offer money to figure out what planet they're from. My guys are saying close, so not that far away. At the speeds they can travel, distance is no problem. As a child, I'm still a child, never grown up. A neighbor of mine and I climbed up on the roof of his house with some binoculars, and we saw some very strange things laying out there for a couple of hours, things we couldn't explain. Fast-moving lights that were incredibly fast, streaks in the sky, and then they would stop on a dime. Now, we don't have anything that does that. And they were blinking lights here, and it's the same blinking lights here, but it left a streak, so it must have been close to the atmosphere. And then it did that, and it just stopped. I didn't tell anybody about that. No, thank you. Because I'm crazy enough as it is. Things I said were not normal as it was. To imply that UFOs were over the sky of the little town I lived in. What would there be a purpose in this little nothing town with a few thousand people in it? There wouldn't be. So I have two silly proposals. They're either sightseeing. Let's go to that little town because we like the people. It's got these little hills and lakes and things that we can't participate in. I don't believe they would survive the climate or the environment or the gravity or the air or anything here. I don't believe they would. They're not designed for here's what my guys are saying. They're not around walking among us or down here saying howdy because they really can't. And the suits that would be required to do that would be awfully cumbersome and expensive and all those other things. So, and we'll find this out when we go to other planets. There'll be planets where we can't really survive as a species because the gravity's too light, or the air's too thin, or the gravity's too heavy and the air is too thick. The one can be just as bad as the other. Too much oxygen, you can't breathe it. Anyway, they're sightseeing, or they have some elaborate game they're playing, you know, find the what in the pizza. Some kind of a flight contest they have up on their console when they're bored and they start playing a game. Well, the third possibility is they're sizing us up for splitting up, and they're everywhere. These things are. I don't believe it's any of those things. I believe it's curiosity. Just like if we could borrow one of their machines for a month or two and go to all the planets we want to go to see what's there and whether we could move there and live there, we'd be doing that. I think it's just curiosity. What makes us tick? And we are. My guys are saying we're way different than what they are mentally. Not so much difference. Just the scale of what they do is they've been around longer, more advanced. Interesting though. But I believe they're just here in a sightseeing curiosity capacity. They don't have any other. They've not contacted anybody. Don't you know that person would be yelling at? I was contacted by a flying saucer with 8 aliens, and we discussed world politics and abortion rules or no rules or pills or uh, how stupid we are. And I've always said you can't tell women what to do, and this is pretty much true. You'll see a lot of that in the future. Women are actually dominant right now, but and I don't think that's going to change for a while. I think we're in a cycle where women are controlling things. Women are the males of the past. They're the ones going forward with all kinds of neat ideas. Anyway, you know, ex-pilots in the military have talked about it forever, written books about it, about what they're doing here. They're either friendly or they're not friendly. They've not fired any laser cannons at anybody. They've not beheaded anybody. We've got that right here. We have countries that think it's okay to behead somebody over something stupid. Oh, sorry, what American would consider stupid. Or beat a woman up because she didn't wear a cloth covering her hair. That's ancient. Remember, my mother used to have to wear a hat and gloves in church. That was the rule. Looks kind of silly now, though, doesn't it? What would be the purpose of that? Besides controlling women, what would be the purpose of that? It's ancient. It's an ancient thing that's come, now not so much except in these little countries that live in the past. I mean, they live in centuries past. What's so unusual about a woman's face or hair that you need to cover it up? You fear that some other guy may take her? You fear that some other woman might take her? What's the thing behind that? It does not please Allah. Yeah, get over it. Women are beautiful and should be seen as such. This is, of course, mostly man-driven. This isn't woman-driven. Women wouldn't have any part to do with it. Man-driven rules. But like I say, the women are getting in the driver's seat now. They own a lot of companies. They have a lot of money. They have a lot of privilege. Rightfully so. Anyway, it started out being something about UFOs or IFOs, and ended up being about something I didn't intend. But as I say something, I hear words, so I throw that in. Not going to get into the war. That would take forever. Not getting into politics because they're all a bunch of idiots. I don't see any one of them that's not just crazy for power and money and, you know, what was that? Truth, justice, and the American way. What was that, Superman? Yeah. Truth, justice, and the American way. Well, justice is a part of the American way. Truth, we've always liked truth, but whose truth? Right now, that's being debated. It's almost some person who shouts the loudest, gets the most votes, does the most idiotic stuff. Those are the ones that are electable now. A balloon carrying clown would have a good chance of being elected in America. Or an alligator. Makes no sense. A good example is Ron DeSantis out of Florida beating up on Disney. Who does that? Disney has 80,000 employees in Florida. Why would you antagonize them? You know they can pick that up and move it someplace else. They could build an island and move it offshore. They don't have to even be in the United States. They don't want to be. They fly people in and out all the time anyway. Why would you pick a fight with Disney? Do you hate Mickey Mouse? It's a man thing, and I got to control this. I got to tell these people what to do, because I'm the governor of the state, and Disney won't put anything by me while I'm the governor. Man, they already have. You're looking like an idiot. And here's the thing: your time is limited in that office, and Disney's been around for as long as I can remember, since I was a child. Who do you think's going to prevail? You and your idiotic rules, or Disney with Mickey Mouse and Donald and Minnie Mouse and all those things? Everybody loves them. It's like you can be Darth Vader or you can be Bruce Springsteen. Everybody likes Bruce Springsteen. I've been yet to find anybody that doesn't love him. Nobody likes Darth Vader, the evil tyrant in space with the sword and the black. I am your father. Make a choice. You chose to be Darth Vader, you idiot. That's how people are viewing you. Maybe not people in Florida, but I think it's got to be pretty much universal. You're cutting the hand that feeds everybody. Now they're laying people off. You don't want to take your part in that, though, I assume. You think that's just a Disney problem, that you didn't create that. So you have less employment. I wonder who those people are going to vote for. The guy that spit on Mickey Mouse or Bruce Springsteen. Anyway, sorry I went off on a tangent today, but it's just one of those days. They're not UFOs, they're IFOs. They're identified flying objects. We just don't see the details on the side. From the planet of Utopia. In red letters, the little flag. We don't see that. We wouldn't be able to read it and know what it was anyway, but they're not unidentified. Everything's unidentified till you identify it. Nobody knew what a monkey was, so they said it's a monkey. You have to give it a name. IFOs. Identified. We've got you identified. You're from another planet because no one around here has the technology to do what you're doing. So you're not from here. I've seen several of them. A few years ago I saw one. I think I've talked about it. I was coming across the border from Oklahoma to Texas early morning. I'd driven all night, I think. Yeah, I'd driven all night. And I just crossed the border. And above me was a very, very dark, dark cloud going that way, going back to the north. And in front of me was clear skies. not a cloud in the sky, really. And I looked up and I saw this silver wedge-shaped object, identified object, kind of float out of the clouds, just enough that I could see it. It was about 3 seconds. And I thought, holy crap, what the heck is that? It didn't make any sound. Like, it didn't have a jet sound or anything. And then just went right back up in the clouds. I thought that was so cool. Was he doing that for me? Was he saying, "Ah, we see you down there. We're just visiting. We're here to look at the Hanging Gardens of Babylon or whatever, the pyramids or something. And we see you down there. What are you doing up at this? What are you doing up all night? What are you doing?" The sun hadn't come up yet, but it was on the horizon. It's clearly easy to see this shiny silver object. It wasn't shaped like anything. It wasn't shaped like a plane or is a triangle kind of a shape, sort of. I remember it's pretty clear on it. Anyway, they're here. They're buzzing around. Hell, we don't know. They may be down here going through our garbage in the middle of the night. We don't know what they're doing. We have no clue. The chances they're going to tell us are probably real slim. But I don't see them as being ferocious, man-eating aliens from Utopia. They haven't fired any shots. They haven't done anything. Well, they don't fear us. That's for sure. They can outrun us. In a flash of a second, the one I saw, there's no way anybody would have caught it. And they can fly so slowly that they can just balance in the air. Very strange. But they're not dropping bombs on us. And they have that capability. They may not even have bombs. They may not even know what a bomb is. What are these people bombing each other for? What's a bomb? Very destructive. I just think they're here to look at the pyramids, maybe. And stir up a little excitement among us. Anyway, that's my IFO video for today. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.